Welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me today. This is my, I guess, a Pride recommendation video, but it's basically just a celebration of books that have got some fantastic queer rep in. I am surrounded by books on my desk at the moment, and I thought I would just share them with you. So we're going to go through different different sexualities and some books that contain their rep. This is by no means an exhaustive list. These are just books that, when looking at my shelves, I could pull off the top of my head knowing that they had this rep, and books that I knew that I could talk about because I'm not very good at describing books. So I'm going to try to go through these ones. I'm going to apologise in advance if I get any terms wrong, or if I get any names wrong, or if I do anything wrong. I am sorry. I am not great with names and things like that, so I will try my best. But let's go through my queer books that I recommend. So I'm going to start off with gay rep, so male romances. So the first one I've got here is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is the third in the series, so I'm not going to tell you who has hooked up with who, but in the majority of Cassandra Clare's Shadowhunter books, there is queer rep of one sort or another. There is a lot of queer rep in her books. In here, we have got two male characters in a relationship. We've got a female character who presents as male. I wouldn't want to say that she is trans or that she is non-binary, because she is referred to as she, and she doesn't say that she's anything other than a girl who likes to dress up like boys do, but she is also in relationship with women. We've got bi characters in here as well, with the infamous Magnus Bane, who should possibly go into my bi list. But yes, I'm just going to kind of really put Cassandra Clare, the Shadowhunters as a whole. There is some fantastic rep in her books. You know, the books are all right. The next gay rep I've got is House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I realised just how many stickers are on this one. I can actually peel these two black ones off. I can't peel off the yellow one. That is a proper sticker. So House in the Cerulean Sea follows Linus Baker, who goes to this orphanage. He works for what's called the Department in Charge of Magical Youth, and he goes to this orphanage to basically check that the people that were looking after the youth, meets Arthur, to check that Arthur's looking after the magical youth properly. And their romance ensues. It's adorable. It's such a cute book, and I really enjoyed it. I do know, of course, there are problematic issues with this book, particularly by T.J. Klune, but just this book in itself and the rep in this one I really loved. I thought it was really lovely. And then my final gay rep is the lovely Heartstopper by Alice Osman. I think everybody knows about Heartstopper. Series 2 is coming out on Netflix soon as well. But this one is about Nick and Charlie, right? Charlie is out and gay, and he falls for a guy in the year above him at school, Nick, who is straight. They end up in a relationship, and Nick comes out. He comes out as bi, but it's got so much fantastic rep in it as well. This one also has got trans rep. There is, like I said, gay rep, bi rep, there's lesbian rep, trans. I think there's possibly more and I've forgotten, but really lovely. For some gay representation. Next I'm moving on to lesbians, my lovely sapphic rep. So I'm going to start off with Speak of the Devil by Rose Wilding. Oh, bless you, Bella. It's Bella sneezing in the background. This book is a thriller. It comes out at the end of June, 26th of June, I believe. And it's fantastic. Really recommend it. But in this one, we have got quite a few lesbian characters who are in relationships with women. We have got a trans character. We have got characters who, it doesn't say on page, but we presume are bi, based on the fact that they are in relationships with women are talking about relationships they've been in with men. But yeah, it has got a lot of rep, which is really, really fantastic to see. Next, this hefty one, The Priory of the Orange Tree. This might be the only book, no it isn't, it's one of the only books on the list that I haven't actually read, but I know that this one does contain sapphic rep. I believe it's, I don't actually know who it's between, but I believe it does contain sapphic representation. There may be other rep in here as well, I don't know because I haven't read it. I do want to, but it's enormous and it scares me. The other ones are the other two that I've got written down for lesbian rep, and I got these off my spreadsheet, and now I'm struggling to remember which characters were lesbians in this one, but let me just go and grab those last two. So the last two books that I have written down as having lesbian rep in are More Perfect by j.ayre. I genuinely really love this book. Oh no, I do remember the rep in this one now. So yes, we do have a lesbian couple in here, and there is also, I would say there's also non-binary rep in here as well. It's fantastic and I did generally enjoy this book. I also had got written down The Curse of Saints, and I cannot for the life of me remember who the lesbian couple are in The Curse of Saints. It might be that it's a side character in a relationship. Yes, it is. I'm so sorry, I am so bad with explaining anything or remembering anything. We meet a character whose girlfriend has been kidnapped, and she is wanting to make sure that her girlfriend gets returned. So it is a side character, but it is a fairly prominent side character, I'd say. But again, we have got some sapphic rep in The Curse of Saints. The next section I'm going to talk through, itchy nose, sorry. Next section I'm going to talk through is bi rep, and I've got a pile in front of me here. I'm going to start off with Icebreaker. This is one of my favourite books of the year. I adore this book so much. So this one was on my spreadsheet as having bi rep, and I was racking my brain with who it was, but I now remember it is one of the hockey team. And something that I really love is that so often, and you will see this with the other recommendations that I'm given, when there is bi rep in books or in TV or films, it's a woman. And there's this sort of suggestion that only girls can be bi, which is bullshit. Let's be honest, that's rubbish. But in Icebreaker, we have got a male character who is bi, and it's fantastic, and I just love it. I mean, I love this book with my whole heart anyway, it's amazing. The next bi rep I've got is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. So Danny is bi in this one, and again, we love to see it. It's fantastic. Such a cute little romance. I think, yeah, so all of my bi reps are romances, but you know, that's fine. The next two I don't own physically, so I'm just going to pop them up here. So we have got Wanderlust by Elle Everhart. In this one, again, our main character is bi, and it's just a lovely story. I really enjoyed it, really loved it. And I'm also going to recommend Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, struggled with names then, for bi rep as well. Again, we have got, she's I would say a prominent side character who is bi in Fourth Wing, but again, fantastic rep. We love to see it. Next I've got my trans rep. So I've got a pile here. I'm going to start off with The Problem of Perfect by Philip William Stover. This book could have gone in every single category. Our main character is gay. Our main love interest is a bi male. Yay! We have got trans characters. We have got lesbians. We have got drag queens. We have got, I think we have asexual characters, and I'm fairly certain we've got non-binary characters in here as well. It's absolutely fantastic. I really love all of the representation in this book. It is such a fantastic queer celebration. I really enjoyed it. but I'm popping this one in for trans. Like I said earlier, Speak of the Devil also has got trans rep in it as well, which is, I think, fantastic to see, especially in a thriller. I mean, you will see from my piles, I feel like romance and fantasy actually do quite well with representation, but I don't feel like the thriller community is quite caught up, but we are getting there. Next, the only other book on this list that I haven't yet read, which is Transmogrify. This is 14 Fantastical Tales of Trans Magic, edited by j.ayre Davis. And this is, as it says in the tin, 14 tales about trans magic. So trans and gender non-conforming stories. So we're going to assume have non-binary, have probably pansexual, lots of trans characters. And so yeah, it says on the back, in Transmogrify, you'll embark on 14 different adventures alongside unforgettable characters who embody many different genders and expressions and experiences, because magic is for everybody. And that is a cause for celebration. Yes, I 100% agree. So, a fantastic celebration of trans joy and trans magic. And the last book that I've just got here on for trans is Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Gino Dawson. I really enjoyed this book. I'm very excited for the Shadow Cabinet, which might be out already, or if not, is out very soon. So this one, we have got a trans character. We also have got, we've got a lesbian character. We may have a bi character as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. But fantastic. Again, queer fantasy rep. I love it. And then going, I've only got 2 recommendations for this section, which is asexual. So I've got Loveless by Alice Oseman. Again, this is one that I haven't read, but the main character is asexual. And also we've got Leeward by Katie Dayish, where the main character is asexual and aromantic. And again, fantastic to see. What I really like with Leeward as well, this is a historical fiction, so which again is an area where we just generally don't see very much representation. So I really love that this book exists. I've then got some non-binary rep. So again, like I was saying just now, more perfect. We have got non-binary characters in here as well. In The Hand on the Wall, we have got a non-binary character who is in a relationship with a girl. I think we also have got potentially lesbian rep in here as well, possibly gay rep as well, but I honestly am not sure. But I'm using this one for non-binary rep, which again is fantastic to see. And we've got All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue, which has got non-binary rep, one of our main characters in this one. The other book I'm going to recommend for non-binary rep is again Fourth Wing, where we have got a character who is non-binary as well. And the last book that I'm going to mention is Polyamorous Rep, which is, I'm going to mention Iron Widow. We have got a throuple in Iron Widow, a polyamorous relationship. There are like dark romances that contain polyamory. It might be Learn My Lesson, but I don't think it is. There is one of the Katie Roberts books contains polyamory, but I don't know if it's I don't know if that's a sort of a polyamory relationship and like a consensual, healthy relationship, whereas in Iron Widow it is a consensual relationship, it is a healthy relationship. So I'm loath to recommend the Katie Roberts just in case it's not quite as much. But that was it for my Pride recommendations. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found even just one book that you didn't realise contained some queer rep and that you will now go and pick up. Please do recommend any other queer books to me. I am fully aware that this is a small tip of the iceberg, and I want to be reading more queer books. If you like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!